Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called The Spill. The Spill is a game designed by Andy Kim, published by Smirkin Dagger or Smirkin Laughter. It's same company, two different branches. I'm not sure which one actually did this. Plays 1 to 4 players, ages 10 plus in about 50 minutes. Probably true, it's pretty quick. And effectively what you're doing in this game is you are, what the picture says right here, trying to clear up an oil spill and rescue the animals before they either get sick or just get them out of the water, period, to keep them from getting sick. So that's it. And the way this game works is it's a cooperative game. Each player is going to have 4 action points. Each different action is going to take a certain amount of points, and you're just trying to meet your 3 win conditions before one of 3 losing conditions is achieved. That's it. The cool thing about this are the mechanisms and the gimmick in the center of the board, which we'll get back to after I show you how it plays.
Come on, play the game!
Alright, so here's a game of The Spill, all set up as a solo game, which will basically simulate a 4-player game. Alright, so to set up, you're going to put the board out in the middle of the table. You're going to have to build the barricades for the dice and the oil well each time you play because there's not enough room in the box. And then you're going to put all the appropriate sea life on their appropriate spaces on the board. Then you're going to take 8 dice and you're going to chuck them down the oil well. And they're going to go into certain areas on the board. The very first roll, you cannot have a die contaminate an animal. So if you do that, you re-roll. Then each player is going to take a character. So in this case, I've gotten these 4 characters. The matching ship of the color. And then put it in a different quadrant based on a die value that you roll. So I did all that. I got a 4 here, a 6, a 3, and a 3. Then each player is going to get 2 of these resource cards, and they are going to pick one and make that the shared community of resources. You'll put the board out here with, depending on the difficulty, you'll put the spill out token on the appropriate first starting space. I'm doing standard difficulty because this game is hard. And then you're ready to go. Also in the bag, you're going to have all the oil dice plus 4 weather dice, and you're going to pick a win condition card, which I have over there. In order for us to win, we have to complete all 3 of those objectives. To lose, we need to either have 3 of one type of animal in sick bay, all 6 types of animals in sick bay, or we have to get 6 of these spill out tokens on the board, which means the area has 3 black dice. And that is set up. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so red is the first player. I'm using some of these cubes here so I can keep track of action points, because in this game, this is a cooperative game, and each player is going to have 4 action points with a possible 6, which we'll get to, that they can spend to take actions. Alright, and those actions are, you can move up to 2 sectors. A sector is each individual section of the board. A quadrant is all 6. A sector is where the dice values are. 1 action point to rescue a healthy animal. So I could rescue this for 1, put it on this board, and we'll get to that, why that's important in a minute. 1 action point to push back an oil die, which means you take a die from the space, put it back in the bag. 2 action points to rescue a contaminated animal. At some point they'll be flipped over to have oil. That takes a little more action because it's dirty water. And then 3 action points to take a die from the board, put it up here into the removed oil die section. Alright, those are what you can do in your turn. And then each player also has a special ability that they can do when it applies. All right. Now, normally the first thing that happens is you reach into the bag and you draw a certain amount of dice out, plus any of these extra action dice here, based on where the spill token is, and it's 3. But in the first round, we don't do that. Okay. And let's also look at what we're trying to accomplish here. We're trying to save 3 contaminated marine animals, remove a total of 12 oil dice from the game, and save 2 full sets of marine life. Right? We need to do that before any of those other lose conditions are accomplished. All right, now let's go ahead and go. So First thing I want to do is I'm on the other side of the board, which is not good because I can't really reach over there, but that's fine. So first thing I'm going to do is for one action point, I'm going to move my boat to right there. Then for a second action point, I'm going to push this die back into the bag. Third action point, I'm going to go ahead and save this octopus. When you save an animal, it comes up here into the board. We need to get a whole set of marine life, 2 full sets. Now, see these orange cubes here? I'll start down here so maybe you can see it a little better. When you fulfill a whole row of marine life, whether healthy or contaminated, you get one of these orange cubes that you can put on a resource card. As a special free action on your turn, you can spend this resource to do what the card says. Also, if you get 3 removed oil dice, you get one of these cubes. So you're trying to get these cubes by fulfilling these rows and columns to get these cards that are going to help you in your journey to take some actions. So I moved, I pushed it back a die, I cleaned up an animal, and then I'm going to go ahead and move one more time. 1, 2. All right. That's my 4. Now, that's my turn. I do have another option, however. I can take up to 2 extra actions if I want to by taking 2 black dice out of this bag, or 2 dice out of this bag in general, and putting them over there. But those are extra dice that are going to be rolled on yellow player's turn. And I think I'm going to at least take 1. I'm going to use 1. And I'm going to rescue the turtle. All right. And that is my turn. I'm not going to take the 2 extra actions because I don't want to roll a bunch of dice, but that's it. All right. So now it's yellow player's turn. They are going to roll 3 dice because that's what a spill out is. The spill marker is plus this extra 1. And the way that the rolling works is you're going to take it, you're going to dump it in here. Whatever section they come out into is where they go. So this is a 4, it'll go here. It always starts on the inside ring and comes out. This is a 2, it comes over here. This is a 6, can't find it. And it will go here. And there's one more, I thought, right there. That's a 1. So now this pelican is contaminated. All right, and I'll explain what that means on this player's turn. All right, so this player's special ability is they get to remove an oil dice for 2 action points instead of 3, which is pretty nice, which is why I'm playing with this character. All right, so first thing I want to do is I'm going to move twice. So I can move 2 for 1, and then the third one I'll move here. So I get 4 movement total, but I'm only using 3. Then I'm going to use an action, 1 action to push this die back to the bag. And then I'm going to use this action plus an extra action because it costs 2 to rescue a contaminated animal. I'm going to rescue this animal, put it right there. Now you can't rescue a contaminated animal if it has the die on top of it, so you got to push that oil away before you can rescue it. So that's why I had to spend the extra action. And that is my turn. And now we've got 1 of the 3 contaminated animals that we need rescued, and we're good to go. All right, now I need 3 more dice. All right, so this is a 1 here, which will go here. So now this pelican is contaminated. There's another die somewhere. Can't see them. Oh, they're all right here. That's not good. All right. That was a 4, 5, and 6. I bumped it. So the 4 will go here. Good job cleaning that up. 5 will go here. Good job getting rid of that. 6 will go there. All right, good to go. Now it is Blue's turn. Their special ability is you can rescue animals that are on sectors adjacent to your current sector. So Blue has a little bit more flexibility in rescuing the animals. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to rescue this for 1. And all of our boats are on the same side. No, I guess Gray's still over there. Let's move back 1. And I'm going to boot this one. I'm going to remove it from the game. That costs 3. So then I have to take an extra die, the extra action pool. All right, and that is their turn. Now it goes to this player. They're going to roll 3 dice. Ooh, we got a weather die plus this one. I'll explain the weather die when I roll it. Drop them. All right, so the weather die is that. We'll explain that in a second. We got a 3 here. We got a 1 here. Oh, and I forgot we had a contaminated animal over here and another one. So this animal is now in sick bay, this pelican, because I didn't rescue it. So if we get 2 more pelicans, we lose, or if we get 1 of each of the other 5 animals, we lose. But now we have a sick sea turtle, a contaminated sea turtle, which hopefully I can get to. And is there another die? I think that's it. And then we have this one. Let me make sure. I can't. Oh yeah, there's a 5. I can't really see that well. All right, now we have this terrible thing. This is a bad thing. Mostly, there's one good side that's going to hinder everybody's performance. All right. What that means is we're going to flip this token on our board. On our turn, we can no longer, if we had any of these resource cards available, use those resource cards. Which stinks because those are some really good cards. But again, we haven't gotten any orange cubes, so it's not the end of the world yet. And then this die is removed from the game forever. And one more thing. Over here we have 3 dice. That's called a spill out. You take one of these to know that you've gotten a spill out. As long as there's 3 dice there's a spill out. And then oil can start overflowing into other sectors, which is bad. And once you get 6 spillouts on the board, you can lose. But once the 3rd die goes away, the spillout token can go away. That's just kind of there as a reference. So, this player's turn. Once per turn, before a move action, you may transport the same number, transport to the same numbered space in an adjacent quadrant. Ooh, that's pretty nice. So I'm on 4. I think I'll do that. Because I need to get over there, and it'll be cheaper. So I'm going to go over here to the 4 for free. Then for my turn, my first action, I'm going to move 2. I'm actually going to move twice. So 1, 2, 3, right there. Okay. Then I'm going to boot this die back to the bag for an action. Then that gets rid of the spill token. Spill out token, because that's good. And then from 1 plus an extra, I'm going to rescue this turtle over here into my board. So that's 2 contaminated animals that we've rescued, which is good. And that is their turn. They are done. Back to red. Now, when their turn is over, this gets flipped back down, and they now have access to the resource cards. We're still, and every time you have a spill out, this moves. We only had 1 spill out, so we're still pulling out 3 from the bag. So 3 plus this one. All right, so we got a 5, which is here. 2 and a 4. I took the wrong die before, that's fine. And then we got a 3 over here. All right. Now, we don't have any spill outs. We haven't met any losing conditions. We haven't won yet. All right, so red's turn. Oh, and I get to drop 1 less die. I always forget that, so let's just put that in the bag and pretend like we never dropped it. All right, done. Then, let's see. Red is over there. What animal do I need? I'm going to rescue this because I need this to try to get a group. So that's 1. Then I'm going to remove this die from the game. I think it actually goes from here first. It doesn't matter, I don't think. So that's removed from the game. That cost me 3. And I think for my last one, no, I don't want to do anything else. We have no other contaminated animals. Nope, good. All right, done. So now we do, they get to flip theirs over. 3 dice only this time. Another weather die, that's great. All right, same effect, which is terrible, all right. So what would normally happen is there would be extra tokens, and effects stack up, but I'm not going to do that. So this player would have 2, this player would have 2, and both of these would have 1. Just know that they can stack. I just forgot to get the tokens out, so we're not going to do that. And then, where's the other one? A 1, which was here, I think. I took it out of the box already. And then a 2. Is that it? That's it. All right. Now it is yellow player's turn. They can remove an oil dye for 2 AP. But I need to rescue a dolphin. So let's do 1 movement. 2 for the rescue. That fills up 1 row of animals, which gives us a resource cube on one of these cards. And I think I'm going to go here. That's going to let me, at some point in my turn, replace an animal in sick bay back onto the board, healthy side up. So we're saving an animal, which is cool. And I could use that now if I want to, but I'm not going to. Let's see. And I think I'm going to move 1 more. I'm going to get rid of this because it cost me 2. So that's going to give us another cube. Let's put a cube here. And we have to get a die out of the bag because I took an extra action. All right, and then this would go away. They'd have 1 left. Come to this player. All right. We'll finish a couple more turns, and then I think you'll get the gist of the game. All right, so we're going to do 3 dice. Plus this one. No more spell outs yet. All right, so we have, I don't know what that was. I flipped it over, sorry. 2 and a 5, and then a 4 and a 3. Can't see around this thing. And I can't get it out of this square. That was a 4 and a 3. So now the dolphin is now contaminated. That was a 3. And the 4 is right there. Done. All right. You can rescue animals that are adjacent to your sector. That's blue. All right, so I think I'm going to move 3 here. So watch this. Here's 3. So 1, 2. Actually, I'm only going to move 2. So I only need to move 2. So 1, 2. Then I'm going to use 1 action to clean off this oil back to the bag. And then I'm going to take 2 actions, 1, 2, to take this dolphin here, rescue it. And now we have successfully rescued 3 contaminated animals. We are 1/3 of the way to our win condition. All right, and then they would flip this token down. Done. This player, they're going to roll 3 dice plus 1 that we use as an extra action. Good. All places I can get to. 4, 3, 4, and 4. All right, we're actually doing pretty good with the dice rolls here. No spill outs. Looks good. All right. Once per turn, they can transport or teleport to the other adjacent quadrant of the same number. They're on a 1. Do I want to do that? No, I think I'm okay with that. So let's do, we're going to move 1, 2, push back, 3, rescue. And then, let's just go ahead and push back another one. Actually, let's remove it. So we're going to remove it, but that takes 3 actions, which gives 2 of these. And that's that. And then they would get rid of their second one, and they'll have 1 left. And that's how the game's going to keep playing. You're going to keep going like that over and over and over, using these resource cards, rescuing animals to either meet your win condition, which I don't even know what the last one is. Removed a bunch of oil dice, not even close. Or lose the game, which is 3 of the same type of animal in sick bay, 1 of each of the animals in sick bay, or 6 of these tokens on the board, meaning there are 6 sections that have 3 dice on the board, and you will lose. And that is how you play the spill. let's go up the top, see what we think about it.
What do you think, son? What do you think?
All right, well, that was the spill. So let's talk about the components. You saw them on the table, but let's take a look at it a little bit more in depth. So look at this tower. The annoying thing about it is you got to build it every time. I'm going to do a quick build just so you can see how it works, because I want you to show you that it's, not that big of a pain in the butt. Again, you'd snap these in there a little more, but I just want to kind of show you what's going on. Then you put the next one on. They snap into the holes as well. This can get a little fiddly because sometimes they don't want to go in the holes. Then you do it again. I always put these on the wrong way. Again, doesn't matter. I'm just showing you how it goes. That doesn't take that long to go together, because that was some big complaints. I don't think it's a big deal. Then you put the top part on. Whoops. I don't have these in there very strong, so it's hard to get together. You get that together, everything goes in holes, and you're good to go. Again, it would be tighter than that, but that's the oil well. That is awesome. Drops the dice, hits down here, gets sent into one of those 4 regions to determine where the oil gets spilled into the ocean. That is amazing. Love it. A little finicky to put together. Annoying that it can't stay together in the box, but ultimately not a big deal. All the boats, I think this is cool too. Every one of these boats is a different shape, along with a different color. I appreciate that. Didn't need to be done. The dice come in their own bag. Nothing to write home about with the dice, but let me see if I can find it. The weather die is cool and custom. Has different die faces that mean different things. That's cool. There's only 4 of those. The oil dice are black, which makes sense. You're trying to get oil. So yeah, I love the production. Cards are great. The art is great. It's Quanchai Moria art. Like, I love the back of this card. It looks fantastic. The box is great. The board is great. Quanchai Moria is an amazing artist. So no surprise, this game looks good. So let's talk about what I think about this game. I am not the biggest fan of co-ops, but I love me a gimmick. This is definitely a gimmick. You could do this a different way, but I love the way this works. So why not use it? So this is a co-op. It's very similar to a Pandemic. One of those games where you have some action points, you're trying to make the best of it. But this one, along with having great art, has a really cool theme of rescuing the wildlife from the oil spill, trying to clean up the oil spill, and is just, I think, more fun in my opinion, because I love the randomness of the dice. You never know what you're going to get. You never know where the oil is going to go. You never know, like, if it's going to contaminate an animal. You don't know any of that. It's just you're at the mercy of the oil well. When an oil well starts shooting oil, it goes all over the place. You can't be sure it's going to go over to this 6 over here. Might go over there. So I think that's pretty thematic. It's cool. It's fun. And I dig it. I like everything about this game. I've only played it on standard. Still can't win. I'm not good at games. We should know that by now. But there's 3 different modes. You can play it ultimate. There's 3 different win conditions for each mode. So much variability. Tons of resource cards you can go through. I love it. So I'm going to give this game a BGM Accept the Seal. This is going to get an 8.5 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4.25 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing, but we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is The Spill from Smirk and Dagger or Smirk and Laughter. I'm Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.